Legacy. AWO Legacy. And before I talk about what's gonna happen at AWO Legacy, I wanna talk about the legacy of this organization, this country, the sport of professional wrestling. I'm gonna work myself into a shoot. Quote from legendary Paul Heyman. So before I talk about legacy, I will talk about somebody who is not associated with World Legacy. I heard that there's a branch of guys with egos bigger than this whole arena, funded by bad comedian with not funny jokes. And what they're trying to do is actually they're trying to copy and steal from us. Well, you can do all you want, you can do these tapings, you can do, but the history says it's something that has been done before. You know, when I did this concept, the world was hit by COVID-19. There was no wrestling. And when we started with the very first episode of weekly wrestling show on YouTube, not just we were #1 organization in this country, like we still are today and will forever always be. We were the only wrestling organization in this whole fucking world. For 2 months, there was nothing else, just the AWO. This place, AWO, started in 2012, but even before that, in 2001, Gary Royev started Israeli Pro Wrestling Association, the place I grew up at, the place that I felt for so long never appreciated me back. But you know, it does not matter. I was taught a lot of lessons there. I was taught how to respect, and I was taught how I need to earn everything that I get. And that's what led me to AWO, when I worked my ass off. You know, for the record, I know that all of the guys back in the most healthiest locker room in the history of Israeli wrestling, when actually people love and appreciate each other, they don't try to use others or step on heads to get what they want. I learned that you achieve that through hard work. And you know, a 7-time AWO champion. And since I'm working myself into a shoot here, I was booked to be champion by 5 different bookers, some of which liked me and some of which don't. And the fact that I am a 7-time champion means that I deserved it. Well, in the history of my 23-year career, I never stepped on heads. I treated people with respect and always got along with everybody. But it seems to me like right now, the professional wrestling scene in this country is high as it never been before. Like, IPWA is alive and well, and I am extremely happy and proud of that, because IPWA is very important to me. Very important. There are other guys with the egos bigger than this arena, than this whole place. And every one of them thinks they are a star, a superstar, a mega star, I don't care what. And they're all being funded by a bad comedian with not funny jokes. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to steal my legacy. Something that I started back when this world got hit by COVID-19. Back then when neither one of them were ever relevant after their Petach Tikva stint failed miserably. You know, they had the audacity to call their champion a world champion. If I remember well, their title never left the small area they were at. And actually nobody ever saw their champion doing something besides competing in front of a crowd at the same location until they hit the rock bottom of irrelevancy. And you know, now they try to copy what I created. They try to do wrestling tapings and put them on YouTube, but it's all fun, it's all nice. I'm a good guy here. You know, in that ring, I used to be a bad guy. I used to play heel, like we say in professional wrestling. But behind the curtain, I'm a babyface. I'm somebody that everybody likes and everybody likes to work with because I make everybody look good in that ring without doing this for my own purpose and will. I'm doing this because that's the right thing to do in professional wrestling. And history says whoever I worked with became somebody. There's a reason for that. Because when I got to that ring, and I was taught by the mistakes I made back in IPWA, as I mentioned so many times in this promo, I was taught that in order to become who I am today, I need to willingly do stuff for people I'm in the ring with as much as they're willing to do for me. That makes a perfect wrestling match. So those guys I mentioned, their egos are big and all the mega stardom of their, I don't know what. I'm not gonna mention them anymore because I wish them nothing but luck. But a little bit of creative, trying to do something that nobody else did before. It's something more healthier for the whole wrestling scene than trying to steal ideas of others who already been there and tried it. And for the fact we were the only wrestling organization that does something on a weekly basis for 2 fucking months. And I had people who are professional wrestlers, even the top ones, watching our show, sending good comments about it because nobody else had the balls to do that. And we did. And there's a good reason why we don't stand in one place and hide behind same walls. We did shows up north in the central area. We did shows everywhere across this country. We did shows all over Europe. We had 2 promotions that we started on different continents, and our world heavyweight title traveled around the world to earn the status of World Heavyweight Championship because it was defended on 4 different continents. It's a hard work. And for all those who dare to trash the 3 letters I represent, they should watch themselves in the mirror and they should question themselves, because just me, I defended the World Heavyweight Championship outside of this country more than any titles combined in all of the organizations beside AWO in this country were defended ever. But I'm not trying to push that into some people's faces and claim that we are the best. We are here since 2012 to prove it. Each and every time. And it doesn't matter to me if there's an arena full of people, because we did it at our very first show. International megastars working with us in the ring, and creating one of the greatest memories in the history of this country. You name it. We even did organization versus organization when the whole fucking organization from Florida came here. You know, we did so much history. Even though people were trying to hurt us from within, there were people inside this organization, the clique gang, that tried to ruin this, and they failed. And all the people who tried to trash us on the internet, and they failed. And despite all that, we're still here. We're still doing good. But let's forget about that for a second. You know, there are some guys that we raised who represents us proudly across the world. Ty Claude in Ireland, he does a great job. Oscar Weiss, who just came back, and even though he's an arrogant prick like he is, he's still one of the greatest performers this country has ever produced, and he does us great. And even the guy, Barkai, yeah, that's his name. Even you, Gal, I wish you good luck with what you're doing over there with WWE ID, because you represent us. But enough about that. Now we're gonna talk about the legacy of the AWO World Heavyweight Championship. 30-minute Iron Man match, something that's never been done before in the history of this country. Two of the most deserving professionals inside that ring, two of the most deserving human beings inside that ring fight for that title. Two people who brought more passion and respect to this sport of professional wrestling more than anybody else in history. Two of the people who trained the best wrestlers in this country. And two of the people, I couldn't find anyone better to represent AWO in this type of match. It's the AWO World Heavyweight Champion, Hellboy, and myself. And you know, what you're gonna get in this match is you're gonna get two warriors. Give it their all inside the ring, like a real man, sacrificing the body, putting themselves through hell for a chance to hold that championship. That's what this championship means to us. So, March 25th, AWO Legacy. It's Hellboy versus King Diablo, AWO World Heavyweight Championship. 30-minute Iron Man. Countouts, disqualifications, they don't count. Pure wrestling match. Only pinfall or submission. If there's a draw, sudden death to one fall, and guaranteed there's gonna be a winner. And the winner of that match will be the best wrestler in this fucking country. Because whoever holds AWO World Heavyweight Championship, the title with the richest legacy in the history of this country, is indeed the face of Israeli wrestling. So Hellboy, my friend, I don't know if I'll be able to walk out with a title I want. But one thing for sure about this match, if it's not me, it's gonna be someone I know is on my level.